Hey guys, Troy from Rite. Just a short video in regards to employing staff. The most important thing that you can ever have when you employ anyone, and I don't care if you're employing just a helper, you're employing a team leader, you're employing a manager, a general manager, a sales. The most important thing is your employment contract. So, ours is pretty in depth. To give you a rough idea, ours cost us. Ours is about a $7,000 employment contract. Just to run through it, guys, in our contract it states the person's name, the date they commence work with us, the type of employment, if it's a full-time position, a casual position, a fixed-term contract, salaried. Gives you the job description of what they'll be doing. Comes around, it tells you the duties that they'll perform, where they'll perform them. It says here that under pursuant to section whatever of the Employment Relations Act, they will be on a 90-day trial period. Now this is for the New Zealand law, but I'm sure you guys can find out your own laws in your own states and countries. It's got here the hours of work. If they have an after-hour call out, we are going to start getting into a little bit of emergency service cleaning, crime scene cleaning. So if we get a call out at 2 in the morning to come wash some blood off the road or whatever, again, it tells you what our guys will get paid for those call outs. Meal breaks, it's got here a couple of pages on their remuneration. It tells you, what the hourly rates are, how many. So these guys here are on $22 an hour. They get paid $22 an hour for the first 42 hours of the week. If they work over 42 hours, then they go up to $36 an hour. If they work on any public holidays, they get time and a half on that 22 an hour. Okay. Talks about what we can deduct from their pay. Talks about their performance reviews. Talks about their public federal holidays, days they get off and get paid for. Talks about their annual leave. So here in New Zealand, they get, what do they get? It says here they have to give 2 weeks notice of their annual leave. Okay, so here they get 2 weeks annual leave a year. They have to give 2 weeks notice to take it, but they can't take any annual leave they're not entitled to take any annual leave in their first 1 year of service. So after the first year, they can start taking it. We let them take it before that year. Okay, sick leave. They can't take any paid sick leave for the first 6 months. Okay, after in any 12-month period, they get 5 paid days off sick leave. Bereavement leave talks about who has to die before they can get paid bereavement leave. Parental leave, jury service, a couple pages on health and safety. Now the important stuff. This is why you guys must have one of these. There's a confidentiality clause in here. Okay, talks about how they can't pass on any company information to anyone. Okay, the next one, termination. What they have to do to terminate the contract. We make our guys give us 4 weeks notice, and that just allows us to find someone, train someone. Okay, the big ones, a restrictive covenant. I read this one out to you guys. During your term of employment, the employee shall not compete against the employer in any areas of trade or business conducted by the employer on a private basis or for any third party without the express consent of the employer. The employee will not, without the employer's prior written consent, during or after termination of this agreement, solicit, procure, direct or otherwise be instrumental in the diversion of business of the client from the employer's business to any other business that may be viewed by the employer as being in direct competition to the employer's own business. Okay, that stops any employees leaving your business and going to work for somebody else and basically taking that client, either as sales rep or anything. Okay, there's another clause here, conflict of interest. The employee agrees not to enter into any contracts, business interest, or activities which may conflict in any way with the interest of the company or the responsibilities to it, or reflect adversely on the company's business or its public perception. Okay, what that means is two things. Okay, the employee can't go and become a silent partner or a shareholder in a competitor's business, or this last bit, or reflect adversely on the company's business or its public perception. Okay, that basically means any staff member goes out and joins a gang, and that gang is then affiliated with our business. Because our staff members are affiliated with that gang, we get rid of them. Another clause, secondary employment. The employee must seek prior approval from your manager for any secondary employment, whether paid or unpaid. The employer the employer reserves the right to withhold approval if it is considered that the secondary employment will involve an unacceptable conflict of interest, or if the employment would interfere with your work performance or the health and safety at work. Okay, secondary employment stops them working for another company similar to us, or if they're going to be working and it puts undue hours and stress on that employee and they rock up to my business tired, we can say no. Okay, goes through all the disciplinary procedures, motor vehicle policy, intellectual property policy, internet and email policy, cell phone policy, disputes resolution and personal grievance policy. Okay. Then it goes through a independent advice section. It says take the contract to your lawyer, get it to read it before you sign it, hand it back. Okay, the last clause, the most important clause, restraint of trade. Upon employment ending with Rite Limited, the employee agrees to the following restraints. The employee must not engage in any work which involves washing the exterior of any building, commercial or residential, within the greater Waikato. So the Waikato region is kind of like our state. For a period of not less than 2 years. The employee must not own, manage or operate any business in the greater Waikato region that involves cleaning the exterior of any building, commercial or residential, period of not less than 2 years. The employee must not contact directly or indirectly any current or past Rite Limited customer in relation to any services Rite Limited offer for a period of not less than 2 years. So that restraint, basically, our competitors, there's one soft wash competitor here in our city. They are absolutely stupid. They are brain dead. As of today, there are 3 other companies out there right now that all 3 owners of those companies started working for this soft wash company. They were trained by that company, and then they left that company and become a competitor. We've had one guy try it. He lasted about a week. So I'm not going to go into those details, but all I can say is he no longer owns his house. He no longer has a credit rating, and he's got some serious problems. So guys, get out there, get yourself a contract, get you guys on them. It protects you, it protects your business. If you guys want a copy of our contract, I'm happy to email it through to you guys. You probably won't be able to use it, word for word verbatim, but you at least get an idea of what you need.